Well, hello, everybody. This podcast today has been postponed probably about 4 times, and it is finally happening. Oh my God, it's finally happening. It's not the person's fault, it's my fault. Every time we schedule it, I get ill. Something happens like that, and right now, I'm actually at the back end of a cold. But we chose not to let this happen to stop us. So I am your host, Ethan Bradbury, aka MrBritainX. So if you want to find me, search MrBritainX on social media, you'll find me. And this is Desire Talks podcast, the podcast where we talk to sex workers. And today's special guest, I've been trying to get them on for ages. And yeah, it's been my fault every time. I've just been like COVID, sickness bug, man flu again. And finally, we're like, no, this is happening. This is happening. But yeah, this person, the reason I wanted them on is I helped guide them quite a lot. You know, I helped them in their journey into OnlyFans. Not just OnlyFans, porn in general. But he came out of nowhere and he just boomed. He just went and just became massive. You know, he's do you know what? He's just a really nice guy. So, do you know what? Instead of me talking about him, let's just get him on and find out. So, let's introduce Craig Marks. All right, Craig. So, say hello to everybody.
Hey, everyone.
All right, sound. So, Craig, obviously, I've introduced you as Craig Marks, but what can people find you as on social media, and which name for which social media?
Twitter, OnlyFans, Just for Fans is all at Craig Marks XXX. Instagram is Craig Marks Official.
Okay, cool.
TikTok is Craig Marks 99, but that's just me spinning around in the air mainly.
Okay, well, all right, let's dive into that. Let's have a bit of a chat. So you said about spinning around in the air. What's that about then?
I'm also an acrobat as well as being obviously a sex worker. So I was originally working in pharmacy and then I was doing like 12-hour days. It was a ball ache and I was also trying to do acrobatics at the same time. So I just left pharmacy, started OnlyFans, and that gave me the money and the freedom to actually then focus on acrobatics and training. So I perform all around the world, international, do loads of stuff.
I'm just going to stop there because those who are watching this on YouTube, they're seeing me smirking. And I just thought I need to explain to people where you're from because your accent, and obviously you're saying acrobat, is it acrobat? We're going to have people around the world now going, how the hell is he saying acrobat?
But no, if it's people around the world, they will not have a clue what I'm saying. People in the UK barely understand me.
Exactly. You're not that bad. So, like, you're a Scouser, yeah? So, for those who want to know where that is, Liverpool in the UK, you get this.
Sheep in the UK, everyone hates us. We get bullied all the time.
You don't. I mean, it's quite a strong, thick accent. So, for those who are struggling to understand him, just anything with a in it, it's yeah. Yeah. So you're an acrobat, and to be fair, when was it you started your acrobat stuff?
The first lockdown, so like a year and a half ago, something like that. And I hadn't done anything before that, and I just got bored. My mates were acrobats, and we all just started training together because it was a nice summer. We were all out in the park anyway, so started fire performing, started acro balance stuff. We were roller skating all the time, and then whenever it opened up again, there was like pole dancing, aerial hoop, aerial silks, aerial straps, anything I can literally get my hands on, and it seems dangerous.
To be fair though, I mean, you've took to this like a duck to water, haven't you? You started. Yeah, well, go on.
I guess so, but I feel like I've always been adventurous since I was a kid. Like we did surfing, windsurfing, sailing. We were going rock climbing all the time. So like that fear factor just wasn't in me. And I was just like, if I see other people do stuff as well, because my mates were all good at it, I'm really competitive. So I kind of had this thing in me where I was like, if I see my mates do it, I'm like, well, if they can do it, so can I. So I'd like push myself, like get over the fear and be like, this is what I'm doing.
But it's not just the fear, because obviously there's fear of the heights and stuff like that, but the skill factor, like I think it's that thing you said, the competitive side of you, where you're like, if they can do it, I can do it. But you were doing professional gigs for your performing pretty early on, weren't you?
Yeah, trained about 4 months on all different stuff and then just started performing. But I don't know, I feel like if someone shows me something, I can just do it. That's what happens most of the time. But watch someone do it, I just get it. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, I'll just go and do that.
How about you were an acrobat in a past life?
Maybe. I
You
feel
don't
like
know.
I feel like I was probably like Hitler in a past life, and that's why I have such a shitty time with dating.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about that a bit then. So you're saying you have a shitty time of dating. Um, is that to do with your work? Is that to do with your busy schedule, traveling around the world, spinning around in hoops and poles, or is it to do with the porn, or is it you just people are shit?
Just men
Yeah.
in general. I feel like it's just a common thing. And like, I haven't been on a date in like 2.5 years, to be fair. So I probably just don't even give people a chance anymore. But it's like, as soon as I start dating someone, if I'm not like madly interested in them, I just think to myself now, what's the point? Because I'm so busy with everything else I've got in my life. I don't want to waste my time going for food with someone that ends up being a dickhead, and I've just wasted half a day to go and sit with someone that I don't even like. So it's like, I'll have to like look at them, think, one, are they stunning? And then two, like, do I actually like them as their personality, and are they going to have the same hobbies as me? Because I don't feel like I'd be able to date someone that isn't adventurous because they just wouldn't fit into my lifestyle.
I think that can be a bad thing, trying to have the same hobbies personally. You obviously you want them to be into, because you're not massively into the gym. You're just in insanely good shape through all this performance stuff, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I hate the gym.
Yeah, so you hate the gym, but you have an incredible physique. Like people train.
Yeah, but everyone always says it's like, how do you not go to the gym and then you look amazing? It's like, because I'll go out and I'll train after with Chloe for God knows how long, and that'll be a couple of hours, and I've got a pole in my house as well, so I'll come over and I'll just spin rounds on that. So it's like I do like a good like couple of hours training every single day, no matter what I'm doing.
You look at gymnasts in the Olympics. You know they're in incredible shape, aren't they? So
yeah, exactly, because they're just doing it's lifting your own body weight. So it's like you build up muscles that you didn't even know you had.
Yeah.
When I first started, it's like you just get bruises everywhere and everything aches.
But back to this, people you date having the same hobbies. I think both you being into like acro and stuff, it could be good, but it could be a pain in the ass. Do you know what I mean?
I don't, not necessarily acro, just someone that's adventurous. You know, like someone that I'll be like, "What do you want to do today?" And then, "Oh, should we just like go to the bingo or something?" Like, I need someone that's like, "Why don't we go out and find this zip line? Why don't we go and do this zip line?" Or like, "Why don't we go out and we'll go sailing today?" Or, "Do you want to go on a skiing holiday?" So I'm like, where it's an actual activity that'll keep me entertained, because I feel like I can't sit around all day and do nothing.
No. So how about let's move on to other hobbies, which isn't a hobby. It's porn. So obviously, yeah, it kind of is a hobby, but would they have to be into it, doing it, or just accepting of it?
I don't even know. I haven't thought ahead in life.
Would you ever stop it for someone?
I don't think so.
No.
I think I could. I mean, ideally, I do want kids, so I'd have to stop at some point then. But I don't want kids to sound like in my 30s and then question, would I even stop then? Because I'm like, am I okay with doing porn and having children? Yes, but it's people's view of me doing porn and having children. And I'm like, is it going to affect the kids? And that's what worries me. But then I think in 8 years' time, 10 years' time, is that all going to change so much that it won't even be an issue anymore?
Well, the thing is, because I know plenty of people who've actually got kids who do porn, and they don't know where you're going to work. They just think dad's going away on business, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like the kids will find out, but it's like if you take your kids to school or it's somewhere local and people around Liverpool know that I do porn, and then my kids in their school, the parents all talk, it gets passed around everywhere. And that's when it then becomes an issue, because it's not an issue for me, it's an issue for the kid. And I just want to protect them from it.
But you've already done porn, that's the thing. They could have like, that Craig over there, he does porn.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he's done it. No, even if you're not doing it anymore.
Still doing it, exactly. That's why I'm just a bit like, But then I know loads of people that have done porn, and because they'd stopped for like 2 years, you know, it's like, it's just one of them things, isn't it? Like everyone talks about it and they'll talk about it for like a month and then it'll move on. Like if it did find out, like, oh, do you know that kid's dad, he does porn? It'll be a big thing and it'll cause a massive chaos. The kids will probably end up getting traumatized in school because of it. But a month later, everyone's going to be over it. They're on to the next thing.
Yeah. And like you said, in 8 years, it'll be massively different, couldn't it? Saying that, it'll be even longer than 8 years, because if you don't have kids till in your 30s, it's going to be a good few years, or a couple of years before they're in school.
Exactly. So it's like, it'll probably have all moved on since then. But it's like a play by ear thing, isn't it?
Yeah, by then, no one will be sending dick pics or fanny pics for free. Everyone will be like on dating apps going 99p to see my widge.
Unlock that grinder. It's a very good idea.
Yeah, actually, you know what? This is a new business, a money-making grinder or whatever hookup site where you can see each other's pics, but it's all face pictures. But if you want to see the naughties, you got to pay to unlock it. I think that's quite easy.
I feel like it'd work, but then also you'd just get loads of people sending tons of abuse on Grindr and then thinking that you're flirting with them, and in reality it's a work thing and just gets all confused and then done it.
Yeah, that is true, actually. People just be pretending to hook up just to make loads of money.
Yeah, just like, oh yeah, I'll hook up with you and I'll sleep with you, but just get that one photo, just look at that one photo from me for 99p.
Yeah, and the thing is, because Grindr and all that, which by the way I've never used, but all them based on your location.
So like you probably like met Alad, got with Alad, but never actually used Grindr.
I've never even used Tinder. I've always like gone from a relationship, and then when I've been single, just because I've always known a lot of people. I know it sounds quite big-headed, this. It's not that I'm fucking stunning or anything. I'm not by any means, but I've always been able to like just get a date normally, you know. Or
well, no, you've got such a bubbly personality and you're so confident within yourself. You're the type of person that you'd see someone you find attractive, and you walk to them and you tell them. You come up with some little line to give them your number or something like that, whereas that doesn't happen nowadays. It's like you'll look at that person and then go searching for them on Instagram or something. No one is ever going to walk up to someone in the streets anymore. It barely ever happens.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've done the whole just message through Facebook or message through, it's just through Facebook Messenger, because I've never done it through anything else. But yeah, no, once I've been single, it's been like straight away like, oh, I know, I always like you. Like, we get on. Do you want to go for a drink? And I'm like, hold on. Are you single? I am now. Yeah. And then, and obviously I've never needed to get on Grindr or Tinder.
Dating apps, like,
yeah.
You won't miss out on anything. It's the most dreadful thing. I haven't used them in God knows how long. So it's just pointless.
I do quite enjoy on Twitter when people screenshot their Grindr conversations, though.
Yeah, they're just random messages. That's why.
Yeah, it just shows how bizarre people are.
I feel like Grindr is just full of like 50-year-old men that are constantly messaging me like the most dirtiest things you can ever imagine. We actually that with me and all my mates, and it's like we just send in either really ugly dick pics that get sent to us on Grindr, and it's like, yeah, that sounds a bit ass for the group chat, but also don't send me an unsolicited dick pic.
Yeah, I hate unsolicited pics. Despise them. Hence why I think an unlock fee would be quite good on an app, because you can't view them without wanting to see them. You have to pay. But like a choice to accept.
Unlock button. That'd be much better. Like, rather than you click on the chat and the dick pics there, you have to physically click, I want to view this photo.
Yeah, Instagram kind of do a little bit of something like that, but they have to be, I don't know, it's like a one-play video, but if they don't choose it to be a one-play video, it's like, bang, there you go. There's you taking a dildo up your ass. It's true, though, isn't it? It's, what the hell was I doing with my hand then? Sorry, my face is all smushed. But, yeah, it would actually be quite good, actually. So, but it lets the other person know as well that, like, you've chose not to see it. It's like the ultimate burn.
Yeah, but then they shouldn't really be sending unsolicited dick pics.
Yeah, or it should have a thumbs down button as well.
Or you just leave them a message request. They never see that you've opened it anyway.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's a very common thing that I do as well. Like, if someone sends me a message, I will be that person. It's like, oh, I didn't see the message request.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone scrolls through the message requests. You might not see their names or exactly what's going on, but if you get a big paragraph of someone, you will probably see it.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, let's actually talk about your pornography. So not about other people's dick pics and bumholes and dildo riding.
But all about mine.
Yeah, let's talk about yours. So if people want to see, so you're not sending it them unsolicited because you don't do that. If people wanted to sign up to one of your pages, what kind of stuff are they going to see?
Everything. There's literally like, my page has got the most random things on there, and obviously it's got full sex collabs. They're all up on the page for free to watch, and then they've got. I tend to work ahead of myself, so it's like I'll post something, but then it won't get released for like 3 months after I've filmed it. So it'll go out for sale, and then 3 months later it'll get released onto the main page.
Yeah.
But it's like I collabs with people internationally from America, Canada. I travel around in Spain because when I'm doing studio porn as well, I tend to just then film OnlyFans with those people. So it's really handy. So I film a lot with them, solo videos on there, loads of different pictures, shower videos. And then I literally just posted yesterday as well a naked pole dancing video.
I was going to ask about that. Do you ever link the two things?
Yeah, it's like at first I said I wasn't going to link Achra with porn, but then I was like, everyone knows how to do it in my life. It's like when I'm in the house, I just think it's something different for my OnlyFans as well that people don't see. Like I'm spinning around everyone naked, and it's good to watch. And then there's obviously like some naked fire photos where like I did a photo shoot and we got methane bubbles.
Yeah.
And then we like put them all down my back, down to my ass, lit it on fire, and then took photos of it.
Classic.
So it's just something that's a bit different, something artsy. And my nan actually came up with a good one as well.
Your nan?
Yeah. If you imagine the nan from Catherine Tate,
yeah,
my nan is worse.
Okay.
Welcome to my life. For like all my family knows that I do porn, and they're just like they're so happy because they've seen how miserable I was in pharmacy. So they're just like, yeah, so long as you're doing it.
All right. So yeah, I'm just going to say this before we move back to your nan, but you sent me a picture the other day, and it was you came back from holiday or it's working trip, sorry, and your mum had got was it a canvassed picture from when we done that photo shoot together, but it was one of the photos of you.
Oh yeah, she got it printed out and put it up on the wall, but that's because they were moving out. So I lived with them for a while, but because I was waiting for them to move, so they're going to live on their boat now. So now they've left and moved out. She ordered loads of different pictures, and that just happened to be one of them. She just got to find this topless photo of me, got it on a huge canvas, and then placed it up on the wall. And was like, I just thought it looked nice there.
Yeah, it's a nice picture, but that's just fun. That shows how supportive they are.
Which I was like, a bit weird, Mum, but thanks.
Yeah. How about this idea of your nans then? Go on.
Well, she was, because I was telling her like that I do porn and stuff, and she was like, well, you play piano as well, so why don't you like get your dick hard and then play songs on the piano with your dick? I was like, okay, yeah, good idea. And then she gave me the idea for the naked pole dancing as well.
Okay, so your nan's now like
every time I see her, stood, but she lives in a care home as well. She's got dementia now. She didn't before, but she's like recently come on with it. So now she's in the care home. Every time I go to the care home to go and visit, she's like, oh, were you that grandson? She tells all the staff there and all the people in there. Doesn't mention the acrobatics.
Yeah.
She just goes, oh, my grandson, he does porn.
Yeah, it's Porno Craig. Porno Craig coming in.
Yeah, so
careful with him by that piano.
There he is.
Don't give him the keyboard. Doing chopsticks with his dick. Fair play. So, all right then. So we were saying that there's everything on your wall. You pretty much it's no pay-per-view. I'm assuming you were saying then you did early releases, but it all loads of stuff on your wall that other people don't.
Yeah, so it's pay-to-view it is on there, but it's like it all eventually goes out onto the main page. It's just that I like to be ahead of myself because sometimes like I haven't filmed for like a month and a half, so I've been really busy with studio porn and with acro gigs. So if I'm that much ahead of myself, that means I've still got a month now before I run out of content. So that gives me a month to focus on filming OnlyFans too.
Perfect. You're thinking smart, thinking ahead.
But it's hard to juggle 3 jobs. So it's like if I work ahead, at least I've got that little bit of like leeway then.
Mm. So, what do you enjoy most about like doing OnlyFans and stuff like that? Because obviously you use other platforms as well, don't you? Or is it just OnlyFans?
OnlyFans and just for fans.
Just for fans as well. So they'll find them on your socials, won't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So get to Craig Marks XXX and you'll find all his links. So yeah, what do you enjoy most about doing it?
Honestly, the traveling around the world and meeting new people, like something that I never thought I'd actually do. Because I was that person, like I used to call my best mate, go and pick him up from his house to then drive to the shops together so we could do our weekly shop, because I just didn't do anything alone. And then since starting porn, it's like I've now gotten a flight to Mexico by myself, gone and met a group of 30 lads and lived in a villa with them for a month when I was completely on my own and just made all these new friends. I've traveled to different cities to then make new friends as well through OnlyFans, then go and film with them. And I feel like it's not just about like having sex with attractive people. You can go anywhere in the world with OnlyFans. You just put up, oh, I'm here. There's other content creators that are then messaged to make content, but then they'll be like, oh, you're in the city and you're traveling around and you're like, do you want to go for dinner? And it's like, you'll just make friends everywhere. They'll show you around their city. You offer that to them and they can come visit you. And it's like, you end up making this whole international friendship with all these people just through doing porn.
Brilliant. I mean, that is a huge thing. And it's like you said, then someone just says, oh, you're on your own. Do you want to go for some food? So it's not even related to work. It's just they know how it is themselves, don't they?
Yeah. So everyone's in the same boat. And it's like, literally, I used to work in the NHS, and you think the NHS is going to be this really friendly environment where everyone gets along. Everyone there's a cunt. The management is shit. Everyone is horrible. They all just look out for themselves. And you just like, you feel like you're going to go and do something and everyone just piles more and more work onto you, or they never try and help you out when you're running around doing 12-hour shifts. And then you start doing porn and literally any help that you need from people, you know yourself, like I started porn and messaged you and you helped me start OnlyFans, taught me how the whole thing works. And it's like you just have all different people that are willing to help and extend their knowledge to you. So then I now do that to people because it's a nice community to be in. Whereas working in the NHS, it just wasn't that. And it's like, it's shocking how you go from something that should be a really nice community to work in, and it's just not, to the sex worker community where normally it's frowned upon, and you think that everyone there is probably horrible or stuck up and entitled, and it's just the complete opposite.
Yeah, definitely. Now you've said it, when you kind of going into it, you don't expect everyone to be as nice as they are, but everyone's so lovely, aren't they? And the people who do well in this industry know it's like what you give is what you get. You know, what goes around comes around in this kind of industry. If you're a twat and doing OnlyFans in the adult industry, you ain't gonna get anywhere.
Yeah, definitely. And like everyone talks to each other, and it's not just, oh, that person's attractive. You literally get that person's attractive, but I went and filmed with them and do it a cunt, and they just weren't. You get a bad reputation, then no one wants to film with you.
Yeah, I completely forgot. I really, really, really wanted to ask a question, but you already answered it. I completely forgot. I was never even going to ask it about. So, who was it who helped you get into this and start doing it? And then you already said.
But you forgot that it was you.
No, I forgot to ask it. I was building it up like in my head, like from the get-go of doing this podcast. I was like, I'll ask him who helped him. Who helped him at the start, and then you asked me for a little bit of help, and you just
is the person that made me do OnlyFans.
Yeah, MrBritainX was.
After a year-long crush of staring at your Instagram stories.
Was it really a year? Oh. That's to be fair, though. I mean, all right then. Who was your first collab?
Oh fuck! I don't even think of him. My first full sex collab was you.
Exactly, it was me, MrBritainX. So if anyone wants to see that, links are in the descriptions. Yeah, that's what I was going for. But no, it was really cool. When you asked me, I was like, "You want to do this?" And you were like, "Yeah," and I'm like, cool. You're going to do really well. And holy shit, you just exploded, didn't you? Did you expect it to?
I didn't expect it to take off the way that it did, to be honest. And you had be all right.
Yeah.
But I said to everyone when I was leaving pharmacy and when I was speaking to my family, like, do you reckon you'd make money off it? And I was like, well, I'm in the NHS, I make just under £2,000 a month. I was like, I'll easily be able to make that on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And not like literally within a week, I'd already gone past my monthly earnings in pharmacy.
Yeah.
And that was just starting out as well.
It was ridiculous. Like I'm going to tell people now listening, doing OnlyFans is not automatic money. You aren't just going to make shit tons. You have to put work in. But
market the biggest thing to do with OnlyFans.
But you just exploded. You done in a month what a lot of guys will never achieve. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to get the banks on your tail here. I'm just saying your fan base grew quicker than I've ever seen another male do from scratch. There are plenty of guys out there doing really well, but they might have took a year to get to that, if not 2 years. And you were just like, hi everyone.
Just because I already had a decent following as it was when I started it.
Exactly.
And then I knew people around the industry anyway, because I used to perform and do loads of go-go dancing, and all the OnlyFans lads do stuff like that as well. So I already knew half of them. So it wasn't like a struggle to try and film with people who I knew did well. It was just as soon as I started, let's film. So it just got my name out there straight away.
Exactly. It was that. You said then you started with a big following already, and that following was not just a made-up social media presence. That was your personal account, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was just my personal account that people just followed me because actor and topless photos.
Yeah, but a lot of people aren't willing to jump on with their personal account, but because you did, that's going to be a lot of people like, holy shit, this is Craig, who I know, who I feel like you built up a genuine...
Yeah, whereas I feel like people they'll change the name for OnlyFans, or they'll start whole different accounts and stuff, whereas all my family know that I'm going to do it, all my friends do. I have nothing to hide. So it's like, why do I need to change all my name and stuff like that when everybody around me knows exactly what's going on? So there was no difference to my life, so I thought I'd use the same account.
Exactly. So you did that. The people who following you, who felt like they knew you as a person, now we find out our Craigie boy is now doing porno, getting his knob out. They might be like, I want to see it. So that gave you a big initial boom. But then you put the effort in of massively promoing, and you got into studio really quick, didn't you?
Yeah, I had 3 of the biggest gay studios in the world chasing me within 2 months.
Exactly.
Which was great for me as well, because I had all 3 of them chasing me. It was like the money offers for scenes come in, and then I'm like, oh, well, this studio actually said they give me this much, and you just like work your price up with it. So I was like, and then obviously going over, I think the biggest thing, the first production that I did was for Lucas Entertainment.
Yeah.
And obviously going out there, it's 30 people from around the world that already do well on OnlyFans. They have a big following. You all live in a villa together and you promote through social media. So it's not only them promoting Lucas Entertainment as a studio, it promotes all the models to everybody's social medias, and then it promotes everyone's OnlyFans as well. So it's like a win-win for the studio and for the models. And I think the way that they actually do that and the way that Michael's organised that is a really good business move.
Yeah, that's actually a good shout. I was talking about Lucas Entertainment last week, and it sounds really good, to be fair.
No other studio does it. It's really strange. It's like, I think because it's such a big cost, and it's like filming non-stop, like they do three scenes for that whole 2-week production every single day. So the directors and the cameramen, they don't get a day off. They don't get a spare minute. They are literally filming start of the day, end of the day. But they only do that once every 3 months. Yeah. So they get their full wages. They go and do 2 weeks worth of work, and then they leave and go and live their lives.
Bloody hell, think of the outgoings on that, though. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, the outgoings are huge, which is why the studios won't really do it that much, because it's just so expensive to sort.
But yeah, so there's that. Like, that's another reason that propelled you. So you done well. You literally just grabbed the bull by the horns and literally just went for it, didn't you?
Mhm.
So well done, you.
And I knew exactly what I was going to do, and I was like, "Yeah, marketing."
Do
I
you know
knew
what?
that was from the start, though, as well, because you had told me it was just how you market yourself and how you get your name out there. It doesn't matter what you do; you can be having the best sex in the world, but
Yeah.
if nobody knows who you are, you're not going to get anywhere.
Do you not remember something that I said to you about Instagram stories?
That Instagram are cunts and they block you for posting anything.
Well, no, that's
Even
true, but it was
they block
also
me.
that is true, but it's also the fact that you never ever spoke on camera.
Yeah, but that's why I have anxiety about speaking in public.
But you don't now, though, do you?
What?
You don't now.
No,
You're...
swear to God, put me in front of anyone on a stage, tries to pass me a mic, I will probably.
Oh no,
but I might try.
I get that being on the stage, but now you're on your Instagram stories and stuff, and you're like with your proper Scouse accent, you're like, "You're right, kid. I'm going to go at a Domino's."
You know, Domino's, they put a fucking pound delivery charge on. Like,
you live on Domino's.
What?
You live on Domino's.
I do. I've literally got Domino's cookies in the kitchen from last night's Domino's, and I'm thinking about what I'm ordering from Domino's tonight.
I can't believe you look the way you do and you just eat so much Domino's.
Got a really fast metabolism then.
I ate a pizza on Sunday.
I
ate a pizza on Sunday and I gained £5. Not even joking. That's literally one night, £5. It takes me 3 days to get rid of it.
Okay, so what you do is you just don't weigh yourself, and then no one ever knows.
Fair enough. But if I kept doing it as much as you and had pizzas 5 times a week, I would be a whale. I need to get into acro, don't I?
Yeah, get into acro and then you'll be fine.
Well, we're doing a bit. We're going to do a bit soon, aren't we?
Pole dancing tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. I am shitting it, and even more so now because I know your balls have been all over the pole.
Yeah. They haven't actually, not my balls, because I'm not going to squish them against the pole, am I, to get moved out the way?
True. But yeah, you've got arse cracking balls and crotch. I mean,
you've had your tongue down my throat and up my ass. I feel like the balls being on the pole is the least of your worries.
Okay. It's a good enough argument. It's fair enough. All right then, fair enough. So tomorrow we're going to do some pole dancing training. It's for TikTok though, isn't it? Because you put all your sensible stuff on TikTok where you're really good. Yeah. And I'm just like, let's laugh at me because it's going to be hilarious.
Yeah, like the whole thing is going to be, I'm going to do a move and you're just going to try and copy me, like no training.
Yeah.
You're just going to try and do it. And then afterwards, I'll actually teach you.
Yeah, exactly. But what would we do if I was really good? I mean, that'd be interesting.
I'd just be really shocked.
So would I.
I'd be really shocked and then tell you to come to acro with me. Oh, you could lift me and then I can be the flyer. And the flyer always gets all the glory and they get all the claps and the cheers, and it's the person lifting that does all the work.
There we go. I've got a new role now. I'll quit doing porn and I'll just start doing acro. Nah, fuck it. I'll do them both. I'll do what you do. I think I enjoy it too much. All right. The reason I keep looking over here is I want to read out some fan questions because that's the best segment. Yeah, it's not the best. It's just a good segment. So we actually asked for these ages ago. So for those who asked these, we are really sorry that we're only just getting to them now. But as I said, I was ill all the time and kept rescheduling, didn't we?
Welcome to life. I think I rescheduled like 3 times.
So it wasn't just me. I blame me for them all.
Like an even thing.
Okay, so we were both rescheduling. I thought it was all me, to be honest. Okay, so I'll read out some names. For example, if it's Twitter, because the names are quite public. But if it's Insta, I'll give say if it's like Johnny3179, I'll just say Johnny asked because on Insta they're private questions, aren't they?
Mm.
They might not want their wives to know. It's true though, isn't it? So we've got Nick X Champagne, aka John, who says, "Are you into dom sub dynamics in bed?" I
mean, anyone that signs up to my OnlyFans knows very much that is what I'm into.
Yeah. So, what kind of way?
I feel like it's not more like a whole, like, you know, when they do like the whole like slave master thing, I'm not really into that. I'm just like, I've always been attracted to men, and like I feel like I want to be with someone. Like, I hate me ex used to be this person that was like, he'd like be so soft and gentle and like kiss me, and he'd put like rose petals on the bed and try and be romantic, and I'm like, they just like pick me up, throw me against the wall and fuck me hard.
So
Like,
yeah,
if you like, I just want someone that's not afraid to just be like, yeah, I'm gonna grab you and I'm gonna move your ear, because like I want it to be like animalistic sex.
so
I don't
you're
want it to be passionate.
so you're more into rough sex, not the kink side of dom sub.
No, it's not really the king side of it. It's more just I want someone to be rough and animalistic rather than just sit there and be gentle.
Okay, sounds cool. Next question from JML. When did you realize you were gay?
I think I realized I was gay when I was like 13 and I was in school, and I was talking to this lad, and he was like in the school footy team. He was really attractive. And when we're talking to each other, he like sometimes spat when he spoke, but he was like really fit. So I didn't really care. And then he spat while I was talking to him, and it actually like a bit of it went into my mouth, but I kind of liked it. And I was
Okay.
like, I'm definitely gay. And then cut to like a year after that, turns out he was kind of gay too, and we slept together. And then I slept with half the school football team.
Okay, fair enough.
Really good though, because we never got bullied for being gay. Because
Oh,
all
so
the
you
football
both so you both slept with half the football team.
I know I slept with half the football team. He was on the football team.
Okay. So did he eventually come out as gay as well, or bi, or whatever he is? No. Okay. No, just with you saying
That was
you both.
most of them, really. I feel like they weren't like gay though or bi. I feel like, you know, in the straight, but they want to experiment.
Yeah, they
Like
want to
everyone
try.
at one time. That was basically what I was like with half the school football team.
Yeah.
But I was more than happy to be that person.
Fair enough. But yeah, that is the case. Like when people are going through that age roughly, I think most people try. I don't think most people try sex though. So that's quite interesting.
I started early.
No, not you. I'm on about the rest of the team. I'm quite surprised the ones who obviously tried and go, not for me. Most of them I wouldn't have thought would have gone to sex. They'd have probably tried either like just, the mutual.
Well, it depends. Some of them it was just like blowjobs and wanking, but obviously because I was already having sex by this point, so it was like just sticky dick in here.
Okay, fair enough. So that's a very in-depth answer for JML. He did actually ask a couple more good questions. Normally I read one per person, but I'm going to read a few from him. Because you're very good looking, do you get noticed in public?
Yes, I do. It depends where I am, to be fair. So it's like from like the good looking side, I get people come up to me all the time to say like, "Oh, you're really attractive. You're really this," which is like dead nice and sweet. And then obviously with performing as well, it's always a thing that people come up and then they want to get photos and stuff. It's not that often that I get noticed in public for being a porn actor.
Yeah.
But I think like when I was in Mexico in Puerto Vallarta and it was gay pride, then you get noticed by a couple of people. Once they've had a few drinks, they come up and they all want to flirt or they want to get photos and stuff, which I'm absolutely fine with. Stuff like that doesn't bother me. Or like out in gay bars and stuff, like I'm more than happy to speak with anyone. It's just when people then think because you're a porn actor, they have the right to come up and like grab your ass or like literally throw themselves at you and try and kiss you. And it's like, just slow down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm still a human being. It's just inappropriate for you to come up and act that way.
Yeah. I mean, I've been noticed out, but I've not had someone like throw themselves at me like that. I think
Some guy in my gym actually was like talking to me while I was just like, I wasn't getting changed in the changing rooms. Like I just threw my coat in there, so went in to get it. And they like followed me in and was like, "Oh, you're Craig Marks, aren't you?" I was like, yes. Then I had a conversation with him. I was like, "Oh, I've got to go." And he was like, "Why don't we go out to dinner sometime? Why don't we do this?" I was like, "Oh, to be honest, mate, I'm just really busy recently. Like, I don't have time, sorry." And then as I'm leaving, he's like, "No, please." I was like grabbing my arm. I was like, "You really need to calm down." I was like, "I'll probably just see you at the gym, chill out." And then literally like as I'm walking out, open the door, And like as the door was closing, I just heard the guy scream, but it was my birthday yesterday. Oh, you're gonna say happy birthday? And I
Fucking
was like,
weirdos.
what, across the whole fucking gym. And I was like, I'm just going to leave. Like I have nothing else to say to that.
No, that's weird. That. And last question by this guy is: when did you last cry? I never ask stuff like this. This is weird.
Actually, like an hour ago.
Oh yeah, stump your toe.
Well, no. Again, like tragic dating life.
Okay, yeah.
I
Well,
just having such a tragic dating life. There's so much going on with like just being like attached to one person for so long, and it's just like such an issue. And I feel like I thought it was over it, and then it wasn't, and it just became an issue again. And it's like, you know, you're just trying to still get over that person. You get to a stage where you feel like you're okay, and then something happens, and that's it. You're back to square one again. And I'm such an emotional person anyway. It's mainly why I don't date people, because I know how emotional I am as a person and how easily attached I get. That if I start dating people, I will get attached within like the third date. And then when it goes wrong, I'm upset for weeks afterwards. That's it. So just like, why am I going to put myself through that pain of me being constantly upset for absolutely no reason? It's just not even worth it anymore.
well, just don't look for it and just be like, if one comes along that you actually want to go through that effort with, then yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you don't plan for it, that's when it happens naturally and stuff.
Yeah. But that's why I've stopped looking around to like date different people and stuff. But I just feel like if it's going to happen naturally, it will do. But it'll be someone I'm absolutely crazy about. And I feel like you always know from the first moment. I do believe in love at first sight. I feel like from the first moment you meet someone, you know whether you're going to end up with them or not. I feel like if you try and force it or force the relationship, from what I've done in the past, is like, oh, well, they're okay. I suppose they're quite nice. And then eventually get feelings. It never works out.
Fair enough. Yeah. I the reason I don't agree is because my other half, he just like, I just turned around and was like, oh, you moved in. Shit, where'd you come from? That was it. It was my story is quite very different to that. It was like, I know exactly what you're saying, but we became best friends, and that's how, because we've never had boyfriends before, and that's why it's very different for me, because we're like best mates, and we realized, holy shit, I care about you more than an actual friend. So
and it just grew from there. And
so it took me completely by surprise. Do you know what I mean? So that's, so it's a bit different. So I think it can happen other ways, but I think I was probably more caught off guard because I just didn't date blokes.
Yeah, so it's a shock then, isn't it?
Like that's a complete. Like,
that when you realized that you were bi then?
No, I knew I've known I've been bi for years and years and years, but I was more like bisexually. Do you know what I mean? I was always more into women.
Thing with lads, but you date women.
Yeah, exactly. Women, I was romantically more involved, like focused on, and not because I felt like I had to. It was just always what felt more right for me. And men were a bit of, it's more sexual, it's more fun, So, but then this kind of just happened, and I was like, holy shit, I actually care about this dude. Yeah. And then it kind of, I think sexuality for me, it goes on a scale. So 1 straight, 10 gay. And I was always in that bottom half, but then I think now, because I'm with a guy, it fluctuates that a little bit more, and it's on the middle. You know what I mean? Yeah. So now I could say if I was single again, I could date guys now.
Yeah, whereas you never used to do that, and it just kind of happened that time.
Yeah, so linking that back to yours, the way I brought my story onto that was, with me, it happened differently. It just kind of evolved. It wasn't an instant first sight. It was this whole, we're like best mates, and then, oh shit, you moved in. So that's why it's different. But
I feel like looking back there, when you first started hanging around with them, it was like you kind of knew anyway from when you were hanging around as friends how much you liked them.
Yeah, like, it was definitely, if you think back at it,
sort of feeling about it.
Yeah, if you think back, I was like, it definitely wasn't your normal friendship. So anyway.
Yeah. you did know, but internally, and you hadn't figured it out yet.
Oh,
But your body, something was like, that's the one.
No, stop getting super deep and putting feelings in me. That no, he'll listen to this and be like, "What a dickhead."
But still okay to talk about your feelings.
No, he'll listen to this and he'll be like, "Oh, what a dickhead," because he's a robot as well. Yeah, and he'll have heard that and he'll be laughing his head off, going, "Yep, I'm a robot. It did happen that way."
I date a man because I'm a man, but with the emotional mindset of any woman.
Yeah, pretty much.
Men just tend to be more robotic and like they don't care about things.
Yeah, that's pretty much right. Yeah. Right, we've got another one from For Fun. That's a bizarre, straight to the point name. Because at this point, do you still collab or film with people you don't like?
Oh no.
Yeah, simple as.
Just simple answer, no. If I don't, I never did that anyway from the start. I've actually hit a point now because I don't like many people. It's very rare I actually like someone when I get to know them. So like, if I go arrange collabs, everyone always says to me like, I'm very like quite like blunt almost with the messages that I send, because I will just turn around to people and I'll say like, okay, what date do you want to film? Where do you want to film? And then I'll film with them. And then afterwards, when I've seen them and once we filmed a bit, oh, do you want to go out for dinner? Do you want to do this? And I'll make a friendship then. But because there's so many people that I dislike, that I'm like, there's no point in me getting to know you before we film, because I'll dislike you so much, I won't want to film with you. So it's easy for me to just turn up and not really know too much about them, then film, and then at least if I don't like them, I still have content.
Okay, cool. So yeah, fair enough. That explains that in many different ways. All right, we're going to move on to the Instagram questions. And I'm not actually going to read out clear names. There's one from Rom saying, "Will you come to Paris?"
I think I'm going to Paris this year, actually, and filming for a studio over there.
Oh, when are you doing that?
I have no idea. The dates aren't confirmed yet. It's just a whole, at some point, we need you over in Paris and doing like it's like a whole series as well, like a whole like 5-part series.
That's different. So, your experience coming out.
I don't really have this big dramatic coming out experience. Like, so all my life growing up, I had 2 gay uncles anyway, and like that was just in the family. So like, it was just always like.
Just to clarify, you had 2 gay uncles in the family. They weren't both your uncles, and they were incestuous uncles.
So it was like I had my uncle, and then my uncle got married. Well, he was in a civil partnership until it was legal to get married, and now they're married. So like they were just my uncles for years. So like coming out, like the whole family was already so accepting of everyone being gay, and basically my uncle had just done the whole hard work with the family for me. So I was like, when I didn't even come out or have like a sit down conversation. I had my mate over when I was a kid. I was like 13, and we were walking out. I smoked from a very young age. I was smoking at like 13. We'd been out for the city, walking back through, and my brother just looked at mum and dad and went, "Oh, by the way, this is Craig's boyfriend." And mum and dad just looked and went, "Oh," and then my mate put his arm around me and just went, "Yeah, we're together now." And we weren't. He was just a mate. He always had just been a mate. But it was like, he just around me, and then they were like, "Oh, so you're gay?" And I knew by that point it was anyway. Yeah. So I was just, yeah. And they just went, "Okay, we'll tell the family." And then everyone got told, and it was just never a big thing. It was just like, yeah, Craig's gay. And but I feel like because I'm younger, that's a really good coming out story to have.
Yeah.
Just, I know a lot of other younger people as well that have similar coming out stories, and we haven't gone through all the trauma and the pain that everybody else has done, because other generations have paved that way for us. They have already gone through that. So now it's so accepted. And yes, there is a long way to go, but at least with what they have done for us and now what we can do for younger generations, it's just making everything more normalized, and hopefully we'll get to a point where you don't even have to come out anymore.
Yeah, that's, to be fair, brilliant answer. And going into the whole, the way has been paved. Brilliant. Like some people you hear stories from, you're like, fucking hell. Like some people disowned by families and shit.
Body, isn't it? And it's like, with me, I'm just like, no, it's just, I'm gay. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's cool. Let's move on. And someone has asked, are you a bottom?
This, but mainly bottom.
Yeah, it's like they really haven't subscribed yet, have they?
And then they need to go see. Like, to be fair, I only tend to bottom for like muscly lads, but then if it's like a really, I don't get attracted to twinks often, but if it's like a really attractive twink, they've got like this stunning face, then I do want to fuck them.
Okay, cool. Oh, so someone has asked something really shocking. Are you gay?
No, 100%.
Sorry, I know we just skip those stupid questions. But
strictly vagina, nothing else.
No. Have you ever seen a vagina?
Yes, the first time I saw one was at an Amsterdam sex show, and I was really fucked with my best friends on magic mushrooms. And she comes up on this spinning, rotating table with her legs spread. And all you hear across the whole thing is me screaming, "Oh my God, is that what they look like?" And then we got kicked out.
Oh, you actually got kicked out for that remark. That's quite...
Because apparently you're not allowed to scream across the whole thing. And I was literally like in complete shock. Bear in mind, I was on magic mushrooms too, so it was probably a larger reaction.
Yeah, yeah, so imagine if you're on magic mushrooms, your first time you've seen a vagina, it's probably talking to you.
Yeah.
It's sideways mouth and just going, I'm coming for you, Craig. I
think she's just done a sex show though, because it kind of looked like a butty with ham and mayo on.
Mayo as well, so it's definitely used.
Yeah, like, you know, where like the ham's coming out the sides and then there was like little white bits on it. It was really disturbing.
No, if it's white bits, it's either thrush or used. Oh, bless. That's no, I doubt it was tissue, to be honest. Anyway, we're going to use this as the final fan question, actually, is how to get started on OnlyFans. Also wants to know how to grow fast and keep people engaged to my content.
I feel like listen to this entire podcast and you've already got everything you need.
Good gist.
To know about that question. Like, speak to other performers, ask them to help you out, tell them that you're interested in it. And actually, when you speak to these performers, don't speak to these performers and just send them nudes and say, "Hey, I want to start OnlyFans, want to fuck." Send them an actual message, like they're a human being, not just this sexual object. Actually, just talk to them and say, "Oh, I'm thinking about doing this. Like, could you help me out at all? Where did you start?"
Yeah.
Because I'll help people that will message me stuff like that, but I do get a lot of messages of people saying like, "I'm going to start an OnlyFans. Do you want to fuck?" And I'm just like, "Oh, go away." I'll just ignore stuff like that.
Actually, let's go into that. Look, we're going to do one more question that I've just thought of. Someone who's trying to get a collab with someone. Yeah. How should they go about it?
Ask them in a polite way. The only thing you can do, and usually no answer is an answer.
Yeah.
I will always be polite with people and then usually reply or just say like, if they're not my type or if I want to do a specific type of video with them. And you can't go around getting upset. Like, I've had people say to me before, "Oh no, you're not really my type." I don't get upset by it. I think, oh no, like, even though I really wanted to sleep with them, everyone has different sexual preferences. And you just have to accept that as a performer, that not everybody is going to want to film with you. And it doesn't demean you as a person or your character. It's just they're not sexually attracted to you.
I think also there's other aspects of it where they have to come at you with a bit of credibility as well. And it doesn't have to be credibility that they've collabed with XYZ person before, because this could be their first ever collab. They've never collabed before. But at least have a decent social media presence that you've put effort into, good quality pictures. Don't be a blank profile who's just, do you know what I mean? These faceless accounts that just here's close-ups of my dick.
Facebook random account and it's like a couple of 100 followers and then they're just messaging you, sending dick pics saying want to film. It's just off-putting. Yeah. It doesn't make you interested in that person. Like, make your social media presence, if you're thinking about doing OnlyFans, make your social media presence known and make it show you as a person. Don't let it just be topless, faceless photos or topless photos with your face. Show your character on there. Try and express who you are as a person through your social media, because then other people will kind of understand you and you feel like you already know that person at least a little bit before you even reply to that message then.
Yeah, exactly that. I think personality, just if you can express that on social media, you've actually done like half the battle, not just for gaining collabs, but for gaining fans. You know, it's huge.
That's what keeps people engaged, is actually knowing who these people are as people, like knowing who the performers are and actually kind of forming a bond with them and what they're like. And that's why you then hooked on them more and want to get to know them more.
Yeah, exactly. All right, then. Well, I think that was a really good bunch of questions. Is there anything you would like to say to people listening, whether it be fans or other sex workers, before we close off?
I can't think of anything. I feel like we've covered pretty much.
But not even like a general shout out to anyone or a thank you or anything like that.
I want to give a shout out to my nan for giving me all the idea for my OnlyFans.
All right, so a big shout out to Nana Craig.
And I am going to get her to listen to the podcast and she can show everything in the care home.
Oh, really? Bloody hell. she'll put it on the sound system through the care home. That'd be great.
Probably will.
And yeah, so we're going to do our pole dancing tomorrow. And wasn't it a bum and lunch? Lunch and a bum?
No, a bum and lunch.
A bum and lunch. Okay, so we'll sort that tomorrow.
I'll go for lunch and then film.
No, we'll do the film and then we'll have lunch. That'd be nice.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, so everyone, thank you for tuning in. That was Craig Marks. Find his social media links. They'll be in the description somewhere, and so will mine. All right, see you next week. Bye, everyone.